What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn. Aren't you probably saying, who is this guy on here? So this is Zach Ginn's channel. It's my son's channel. And those of you know, he got his tonsils removed. So he just got out of the hospital yesterday and he is recovering. So he's doing great. And he'll be resting this week because he can't use his voice for obvious reasons. And why not? So we didn't want to skip a beat. So I figured we'd just kind of fill in for him. And I'm here. So let's make this interactive. I'm up late. You guys, I know Zach even does this later, but I said, listen, 9, and that's it. So Zach's doing awesome. You guys will be seeing him sooner than later, but we got to give him a week to rest. So what I want to do today is walk you through how like right now, you drop me on the face of this earth, how I would get a deal in 30 days. And some people go, well, what if I was forced to get a deal? Like, what if somebody took somebody hostage or family and said, if you can't produce a wholesaling deal in 30 days, what are you going to do? And that's how you have to act with this. So you have to, first of all, make it a priority. It's got to be a must. And so many of you guys sit there and just kind of like, I'm going to try, I'm going to do this. Honestly, wholesaling is not complicated. It's us individuals that make it complicated. And I'm here to tell you, let's dive into it without further ado. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up lives. So if you guys want to do a one-on-one talk, let me go ahead and throw it out there now. I'll take first come, first serve. And by the way, if I got any naysayers out there in the crowd, why don't you just come on and do it one-on-one? Don't do that, talk trash. Anybody can talk trash from a keyboard. So if you're going to talk trash, you better back it up. But come on here. I love doing it, man. So I've been doing this 21 years. Very few people can hang with what I do. I know nobody can hang with what my son does. We all try to be positive here, but like if you're going to come on here and trash talk it, dude, show your face and let's get some real proof. Somebody was on here, I think last week, said they did 500K a month. I mean, come on, man. That's crazy. So what would I do to get a deal in 30 days? As I said, I would change my try to a must. And if you're like me, like think about the musts already in your life. What is a must? Most people are going to brush their teeth before go to the bed because they don't want their teeth to rot out. It feels gross, and it is a must. That's how you have to look at wholesaling. You can't just dabble in it. You can't just try it. And the first thing you want to guys do is jump over and you want to make sure you get started with the right information, because a lot of you have the wrong information. And they go, Rick, well, what's the right information? You know where it is. Go over to freewholesaling.com. Me and Zach have created a course. We've had it online 4 years. We give you the dang course for free. Anywhere else, it's a $10,000 course. And here's the best part is, it is the best, most productive, the most used course in all of wholesaling, period. Why? Because I'm tired of idiots charging over glorified prices for what we do. And I think it's ridiculous when they do that. So what I'm going to do is, go over to freewholesaling.com and take it off the screen. Let's jump into it. So what do we have to do to get a deal? You got to churn your try. I'm going to tempt. It's got to be a must. If you can't use the word must, it's never going to happen. It's not a priority. Think about the things you try and think about the things that are a must. Like if you've got to get to school tomorrow, you probably made it a must. Well, some of you maybe didn't make it a must or anything like that. So you've got to understand you got to get there. But we need 3 basic things to get a deal under a deadline. So if we're going to do a deal within 30 days, 3 things are needed from us. And I'm not going to complicate this. I'm telling you guys overthink this crap all the time. Why? Because you listen to all these gurus, these influencers, flashing their Lambos, their fancy real estate, and their watch collection. Guys, that's the easiest way to fake it. Those are the 3 easiest things to fake. I lease any property. I do knockoff watches. Maybe 1 or 2 is real. And then I flash $100,000 wash, but you will never see them in person with it, because if they got busted in person, it'd be embarrassing. And then a Lambo, like really, you think a $150,000, $200,000 car is impressive. You're really broke if you have to brag on those 3 things. But what are the 3 things we need to get a deal in 30 days? It's not a Lambo. It's not a collection to watch, and it certainly isn't a high-end piece of real estate that you lease out. Those are the three ways you've basically spot a scammer. Rich people do not talk about that stuff ever. I would never show that stuff because it's so small, it's stupid, you know? But when that's all you spend your money on, that's how people do it. So let's talk about the three things. And I'll answer your questions. If you guys got questions, put it in there. If you want to do a one-on-one, get in line now, and we'll make it really interesting tonight. So the three biggest things. Number one, you have to have the highest motivated sellers. Why? Because if you want to get a great wholesale deal done in 30 days, the motivation's got to be insane. Because people that aren't motivated, they don't move fast. On average, a person contemplates selling a piece of property 6 to 9 months. We don't have 6 to 9 months. We have 30 days. The only way you're going to get a deal in wholesaling that's going to make you big time bank is you have to have a high motivation. There's no exception to this rule. You're not going to find it on MLS. You're not going to find it on a FSBO. You're not going to find it pulled up in your driveway. So keep this one. You might even want to write this one down. Don't worry, guys. It's live and it's recording. Come back and do it. So number one, the highest motivation possible, because time is not on our side. Number two, high volume. You are going to have a tremendous amount of leads to get that done in 30 days. Why? Because you need as many opportunities as possible. Notice I didn't say go on MLS, call every FSBO, or talk to every realtor on there. You're not going to get anywhere in 30 days doing that, especially if you're brand new to wholesaling. You need high volume. I mean a lot. Don't worry. I'm going to break down the exact volume amount for you. Now, number one, highest motivation. There's got to be high because in a condensed amount of time, you got to have people that are close to making a decision. We just talked about number two, high volume. And number three, if you haven't guessed it by now, you have to have high activity. If you want to get a deal in 30 days, you do not get Sundays off. You do not get Saturdays off. You have to run. You're going to have to grind how hard as you possibly humanly can. Now, high activity. People always say to me, go, Rick, how high activity level are you talking about? Well, you guys let me know in the comments. What do you think? You've got to understand, most of you have no idea how high of an activity I'm talking about. If you want to get it done in 30 days, you can't just feel around. If you must have a deal, you're going to have an insane amount of activity. So people always ask, how high? Let's break it down for you and make it simple. And honestly, I'm using super conservative numbers. Number one, ready? You're going to have 4,500 contact attempts. I would probably push it to 5,000, but I broke down the math. I'm trying to give everybody a plan. What does that mean for a contact attempt? That means you've either tried to call them, you've tried to put a sticky note on the door, or you've talked to them in person, or however you can do it. Mail is not an option in 30 days for obvious reasons. So remember, your contact attempts have to be much greater than your actual contacts. So I'd say between 4,000 and 5,000, 4,500, I just picked the middle of it. The reason you need to know this, because you need to know the numbers. If you are going to set a goal to get something done in 30 days, you are going to have to know what the number is going to be. Now, how do I know this? I've been doing this 21 years. And I'm telling you in the beginning, the biggest thing guys lack is you don't get the right motivation. Some of you guys hunt on MLS and FSBOs. And number two, you don't have enough activity level. If you can get high activity and get the best leads possible, and you mix them together and you work your butt off, you can easily do this. But most people aren't going to do it. So the reality is, between 4,000 and 5,000 contact attempts, you need to find a way to make 3,000 connections. Now, some of you are going to have to do 6,000. Some of you can do 4,500. So a contact is someone you've actually talked to and you have a shot at buying the property. It doesn't mean it's going to be 3,000 motivated sellers. It just means someone that's open to selling their property and they're open to working with a wholesaler or a cash buyer like us. End of story. So do you understand? You're going to have to do 4,000 to 5,000 to get the 3,000 contacts. Once again, 3,000 doesn't mean you're writing a contract or doing anything. But on average, if you're new to this business and you're starting out, you're going to have 3,000 people you can talk to, not try to talk to. 3,000 people you must talk to. Why? Out of 3,000, you should be able to pull one wholesale deal out of it. I've done a lot of markets. I'm telling you, those are the big boy numbers you need if you have a time crunch to get a deal done. Now, if you have a time crunch or not, it's a good practice to have high volume because high volume creates opportunities. So here's what you need to do after this. You know what it takes in 30 days. Now you just got to break it down daily. End of story. And all you got to do is break out your calculator and go, okay, Rick says I got to make 4,500 reach outs per day on average 30 days. That means 150. So if you were doing this just on cold calling, you got to make a minimum of 150 calls a day, 7 days a week. Or you could do, I don't think you take time off when you got to get a deal in 30 days. But if you did 200 times 6, that's 1,200 times 4. You could do that. You could technically take off one day. However you do it, you break it down per day, per week, and you already know it per month because you don't have any other time. Actually, I don't mind this technique because it creates urgency. And if you guys understand the urgency and how much you have to fight to get wholesale deals, and then you can build out a system and do it on a regular basis, you'll make a lot of money in this business. But if you don't, you get stuck. Now that we know what kind of volume and numbers we need to get, the question is, okay, how do I do it? Once again, we have numbers. We're going to go to the easiest and highest motivation, which you got to pick the right list. So if I only had 30 days, I am not even going to waste my time on high equity. I'm not going to waste my time on any type of direct mail. I got to find people that got to make a decision right now. How do we go to find those ones? Simply just go to government lists. If you guys want a deeper explanation, go to freewholesaling.com. But what I'm going to do is give you the cheat sheet. If you put me up to a challenge, I went in your market in 30 days. This is exactly what I do. I would not change a thing. This is not about how much money you have. It's about how dedicated you are and how you make this a must. Because the ones I'm going to show you are going to have the highest motivation, but these lists aren't going to work themselves. And they're not the easiest list to get in the world either. So the number one list. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Rick, what if I'm doing this virtually? I don't know. You're just going to have to work your butt off harder. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, wholesaling doesn't care where you came from, but it also doesn't care about your excuses. So if you're doing it virtually, figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. I know getting government lists are harder when you do it virtually. To overcome resistance, you got to beat it with persistence. So let's jump in the first one. Code violations. This is simply when somebody goes out, their property gets tagged because the grass is too high, they painted the house the wrong color, or they boarded up the windows and they left the house, or maybe it's a vacant, derelict house in the neighborhood, and so either your neighbors reported them or somebody in the city drove by. They get a tag on the building. Once they have a tag, they have to write the violation. They usually have 20 to 30 days, and if not, they get a lien placed on their house, anywhere from $25 to like $100 a day. These liens get ridiculous. People do not choose to go on these lists. Life happens, and this is where you come in to help them out. Honestly, code violations are the easiest list to find the highest, most motivated sellers. Nobody wants their place to look bad. If the pools turn green and the screens are ripped in, they're going to get a code violation. The grass is too high. Their mailbox is knocked over. There's too much crap in the yard. And if they don't fix it, the lien's going to strip all the equity out of the property. So this is why I like them. How easy to get a code violations? They're much easier to get in person. Difficult to get on the phone. Almost impossible. Not impossible, but they're challenging to get virtual, meaning it's going to be 50-50. Hands down, code violations were my favorite list when I started in wholesaling. And today, they're still my favorite. The problem is there's only so many code violations. Now, you want to look for ones that are open violations, and if you can catch them sooner than later, you usually do better. Don't deal with the closed ones because they're kind of done. We deal with it. Code violations, if you skip this process, I'm telling you, it will work. So I'm reading all your notes as I get to it. I'm not as fast as Zach with this. Number 2, pre-foreclosures. Hands down, these people need to make a decision, and it's not going to be a tremendous amount of leads. But when these are people basically got behind in paying their mortgage. Once they get 2 or 3 months behind, they're going to have to sell the property. If you catch them sooner than later, number one, whoever gets a hold of them first has the best shot. And number two, you need to find someone who wants to make a decision. Now, I find pre-foreclosures, either they make a decision in the very beginning or they wait till the very end. The very end, they're a nightmare. There's usually no money left in it, and they never make a decision until their property goes to auction and the sheriff kicks them out. So try to catch them early. If they keep wasting your time, move on, because you only have 30 days to get this done. You can't dance with someone for 6 months and meet a 30-day deadline. It's not going to work. So the good news about pre-foreclosures, it's a public lawsuit. So it's easy to get access to this list. It's not hard to get. So you should be able to get them if you're local or virtual. It is a public, it's a public lawsuit. Now, a lot of you go, hey, listen, I called and they wouldn't give me the pre-foreclosure list, because that doesn't exist in the courthouse. So you're looking for the lis pendens or a notice of default, or what they call an NOD or a nod. So that's typically what they're filed under there. If you get really confused, go, listen, where can I get the court cases where people are behind on their mortgages and there's a lawsuit pending? And usually people will help you out with the court system. List number 3, tax delinquency. Now, these people never respond to mail. They'll never answer their phone. You can try. And I'll tell you the best way to attack them. I'm just going to tell you right now, either SMS or reverse driving for dollars. But tax delinquencies, I look for people that are 2 or more years behind on their taxes. They know if they don't do something, they're going to lose the property. So property taxes exceed everybody in the list of liens. It doesn't matter how many mortgages are on the property tax takes first and highest priority, because property taxes are used to fund state and city budgets, and they have to do them. Now, the next one, the eviction list. Once again, this is an easy list to get, but you got to get it sooner than later. These are landlords that are evicting really bad tenants. Either they didn't pay, or they trashed the property, or they did a combo of both. And if they did it, the sooner you can catch them when they file, the better shot you have. Because keep in mind, the tenant's most likely still in the property. The property's in rough shape. They have no cash flow. This is where you're going to find most of your retired landlords. And here's the good news. This is an easy list to get. It doesn't matter if you're local or virtual. Anybody can get this list. It is a public lawsuit. Now, most courts will say, hey, give me your evictions list, and that should suffice. But just ask for property owners looking to remove tenants if they make it difficult. Now, this next list is difficult. I'm not even going to hide it from you. But remember, we're trying to compact 30 days. 30 days is fast, guys. You got to get stuff done. How do I get stuff done? Water shutoff. Remember, these have to be public utility companies. Public utility companies. Let me repeat that again. Public utility companies, usually owned by the city or the county. And it doesn't even guarantee you're going to get it. But when you get it, you're thinking, what the hell, Rick? If they shut off their water, why would I chase them down? If they shut off their water, there's bigger problems. And usually water is the last thing to go before someone lets a house go. Keep in mind, I'm looking for the highest motivation. How do I find the highest motivation? I find people with the highest priority of problems on their house. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You guys are looking for fire. The government lists are used to find the fire because it is the smoke. Why are these not told in any other courses and stuff like that? Because they can't really charge you for it, so they hide it. And that's the hard part about it. These lists. I've already hinted before on it, but I will tell you this. Between the code violations, pre-foreclosures, tax delinquency, and the eviction list, my favorite way to do is reverse driving for dollars. This is where you go, you get the list of properties. You can organize it. You can easily do this on your own. If not, go to dmzach.com. They'll organize a drive pattern through Deal Machine so you don't drive yourself crazy. So if you already have it, you can export your list, put it in Deal Machine. It'll show you the fastest and quickest route. And you just put a sticky note on the door. Hey, got a quick question for you. It's Rick. Make it creative. Handwriting's great. You can do a stamp. Be creative as you want. Chartreuse, lime green. Why do we do it? Because it works. It works really well. And keep in mind, when you do the sticky notes, if somebody comes out and yells at you, just get back in your car and go, listen, my boss just told me to put the sticker on the door. If they say, listen, are you the guy who buys the houses? I need to talk to you. You say, yes, I can help you out. And either way, if they want to talk, you can engage them. If they want nothing to do with you and they're going to be a menace, get in your car. No habla español, no English. Just get in your car and move on. It's that simple. In the old days, I used to door knock, and there was nowhere to hide when you knocked on that door. So with the advent of Ring doorbells and nobody wanted answering the door anymore, reverse driving for dollars is extremely effective. And I don't know about you, but if you stick a note on my door and you say, listen, I got to ask you a quick question, and you put a phone number in your name, I'm going to call you too. So the only one that does not work for it is the eviction list, because you have tenants in the property. So how do I attack the eviction list? A simple skip trace. You can go through dmzac.com. You can go through Batch. Heck, you can go through PropStream. It doesn't matter. And just pick up the phone and call them. And you can also send them a text. And that's the only exception. But guys, remember, the reason why I'm telling you to do the reverse driving for dollars is because we're trying to get something done in a very condensed period of time. So you have to have high priority. You got to get it done. Reverse driving for dollars, once you get them on the phone and start talking to them, you can quickly sort out the motivation going through MCTP, and you can decide if you can put a deal together. It's that simple. Now, the one other technique I will add on top of this is really simple. Everybody overthinks this. Everyone thinks they're just too glamorous to do this technique, and most people miss the boat. Just driving for dollars. I can go out and get 300 to 500 properties like that. Do I have to invest time? Do I got to put a little gas in my car? Yes, but it works. Why? Because most of us get a list. And when we get a list, say you buy a list, or say you get through one of the software services, and say you got a list of, say, 5,000 people. If I got a list of 500 or 1,000 driving for dollars, guess what? That's like having 20 of your other lists. Because if I have a big blanket list, say a high equity or something like that, I have no idea if there's any motivation, or if the property needs help, or there's any signs of distress. When I use my eyes and I go out and I do the driving for dollars, dude, like these things are stacking up on the list. The property looks like crap. It's run down. The neighbors are complaining about it. The windows are boarded up. There is a high probability that's going to be good. So what you want to do is add your driving for dollars leads. And by the way, if I'm looking in 30 days, I'm going to make it a must. Every day, probably twice a day, I'm going to go out and hunt like crazy. You could easily pick up 1,000 driving for dollars leads in 1 month if you put your mind to it. And I'm telling you, those types of leads have a 10x effect. I know it's a Grant Cardone saying, but it's true. If you visually see distress in the property, the odds are you've got a much better probability of getting a wholesale deal. So put those with your government list, and you should be able to easily get to that 3,000 to 4,000 mark from there. You're not going to get to these high numbers by doing FSBOs. MLS is a complete waste of time on this. MLS is a long-term play, and you usually have to have some experience when doing it. So now, if you go, okay, wait a minute, I'm still going to be short, Rick. Go out and do the Bandit Signs. I love Bandit Signs. I started out doing Bandit Signs. I had my son start out doing Bandit Signs. Why? Because it works. I thought they were tired and worn out, but apparently they still work. And don't break any laws in your cities or your neighborhoods, but you simply go out and don't do it like the gurus teach you. Go buy a box of 500 signs and have it professionally printed. You're going to be out thousands of dollars doing that. Go get 10 to 20 signs. Go find a sign store that will sell you blanks, or go to one of the big box stores and get an 18 by 24 and get one of those obnoxious thick black markers or a blue marker. And you're going to do 3 lines. And it's simple as this. Sell your house today, any condition, any situation, and your virtual phone number on one side. That's it. I'm telling you, you got to find a high traffic area, because now when people look at signs, what do? They drive by and they take a picture of it. If you can't drive by the sign and take a picture of it, don't put it in that area. I want you to think of, Rick, where the hell do I put them? Look for high congested traffic areas where you see other signs that are sticking up. Mattress signs are notorious for this, and dating websites are notorious for them. And actually, if you get smart, you can work out a deal with them. All you need is 10 to 20 signs. Why? Because number one, I don't want you going broke. And number two, this is guerrilla marketing. Hit one area hard, make it like you're much bigger. Think 300. If you ever saw the movie 300, 300 soldiers had to fight, I think it's 30,000 soldiers, and they fought them off for like 2 weeks. Why? They manipulated real estate, corners, and everything like that. That's what you're doing. You're going to seem bigger than you appear. Now, when you put them out, I like to put them out Friday afternoons after 2:00 and have them run all weekend. And if I'm on a tight budget, I just go by and pick them up. You're never going to pick up all of them. Someone always steals your sign or the wind knocks it over. Doesn't matter. You just need one phone call. And guys, when they call your phone, answer the damn thing. Answer it. These things work. Now, my favorite areas is near a Walmart. I'm not crazy. Home Depot's okay, but like, remember, if you put them on those lots, they'll pick them up. So if there's a shrub line in front of the Walmart, just put it right below the shrubs. The employees don't pick up anything because most of them hate that job. So take advantage of the exposure. And remember, when somebody calls you off this sign, they're usually calling you for a reason. Either they're crying Karen and they got nothing better to do, and don't take it out of them, just move on. Or number two, they're curious and they don't want to admit how big of a problem they have. So you have to have a conversation. So, you know me, Zach, teach you how to have a conversation with everyone. You need to learn how to do that. Go over to freewholesaling.com. We'll teach you how to do that. Now, those are the physical bandit signs. Notice I said 10 to 20, so you don't go broke. I used to have the signs printed. In fact, I owned a company that printed all the signs. It's brutally expensive, guys. And if the print doesn't take you out, the shipping will destroy you. The boxes are big, they're heavy. And on average, you're going to spend $500 is the bare minimum. And then you're going to spend close to $1,000 to do like 500 sides. And it's not worth it, guys. I'm just telling you, do the approach I teach you, because you can have the deals just pay for themselves. I don't want people spending that kind of money. The next one, I know I got a lot of young people on here, the digital bandit signs. I'm not going to go into grave detail on this, but you're basically going in the groups you're already part of, and we teach you how to basically do a sniper post in there without getting spammed or anything like that. I don't teach spam because I get really annoyed with everyone who spams in wholesaling houses for real. And I think we've got 15,000 people that are banned from it. Why? Because someone taught them how to spam. The minute you spam, you just waste your time and you blacklist. By the way, everyone gets blacklisted. We go to a central site and we share it with everybody else, because these people go to all the real estate groups and do the exact same things. So go over to freewholesaling.com. We'll teach you how to do it. You just have to have time. There's no cost to it, but there is a technique to it, and it works really well. The next one, most of you just ignore this one. And I know we're in an internet technology age, but sometimes you got to get down the brass root tactics. And you guys just need to go to your local RIAs. It's just a real estate group. They talk about real estate investing. Unfortunately, wholesaling is a very small percentage what they teach. It's mostly fix and flippers. But these are the type of people I want to sell my properties to. So if you don't have a cash buyers list, it is a great way to go. Also, there's a lot of people in your situation just getting started out. And there's a lot of people you can partner up with on these deals. And you should go to them. Don't pay any more in the door entry to get in there. Do not buy any products in these things, because they're going to sell the crap out of you. I used to own one. I sold it just for this, because what happens, a speaker comes in, they offer a course and they double the price, and then they split the proceeds, and the speaker you'll never see again. And they don't know your market. They're not going to help you out. And 90% of the crap they sell is just garbage. I'm sorry, because you all get excited. Just don't buy it. The real action happens right before the meeting and right after the meeting, hands down. And I've known people in the business 20 plus years from the RIA meetings. I still like to go to them. So anybody in Florida wants to give me a shout out on it, I love doing that stuff. So that's simple as you do it. I know if you want more details on step-by-step, freewholesaling.com, but I've broken down, remember, 30 days. It is a condensed time period. We have to get it done. So what are the rules for a 30-day deal? So you're going to have to make some rules for yourself so you don't self-sabotage yourself, because when you do that, it is ridiculous. So let me, boy, I see you guys got a lot of questions here. I'll get to the questions, I promise. So here's the rules. These are your rules for 30. If you want to deal in 30 days, if you break these rules, I can't help you. Zach can't help you. Nobody can help you. Number one, no excuses. You don't have time for it. And listen, nobody wants to hear somebody crying and whining. If you only have 30 days and you spend 2 days crying, now you're doing the 28-day program and you got no shot in hell. So be honest with yourself. Excuses don't work in wholesaling. It's not like your regular 9-to-5 job. You can sit there and whine to your boss, your coworkers. You only have yourself to whine to, and your own self doesn't care. Wholesaling doesn't care. I don't care. Zach doesn't care. So please just stop whining. And if you find yourself whining, just stop yourself and go, crap, I'm whining. Rick told me not to whine. I only have 30 days to get this done. I'm wasting time. In fact, if you learn this little secret, life gets a whole lot easier, because you still got to do the hard stuff in life. No matter how much you whine, it doesn't go away. So as soon as you know that, like, just don't be the whiner. Nobody wants to be around a whiner. I can't stand it. You get nothing done. I used to be a whiner. I didn't make any money. I had a ridiculous boss. All I did is whine until I decided to take control of my own destiny through wholesaling. So that's number one. Number two, nobody cares how hard it is. Just do it. 30 days is a huge challenge. And honestly, you do 30 days and you get a deal, hit me up, and me and Zach will bring you on here and we'll walk you through. You'll walk us through how you did it, the challenges you did, and what was the key things that got you through to do it. Now, every now and then some people get lucky. I'm not looking for lucky people. I'm looking for someone to take a 30-day. And by the way, me and Zach are getting ready to launch a 30-day challenge. So this is going to be like huge. You have to understand it's going to be hard, but nobody cares. You just have to do it. Don't try to do it. I don't want you to touch it if you're not going to do it. You've got to understand that. And the last piece you have to understand, I went back and talked about the RIAs earlier, and I see a lot of people in the comments. I see some like senior investors in here. I see a lot of people that have done a lot of deals in here. You have an incredible opportunity to JV with people. That counts, guys. Just to let you know, when I first started way back in 2003, probably before 90% of you born, showing my age, I used to JV with people because I was really good at getting deals and I didn't know how to sell them. In fact, I was terrible at it. So my first 12 months, I JV'd a lot of stuff. And I looked for people that had good cash buyers. And so what you can do is you can easily, in a comments just like this, or in Wholesaling Houses for Real, the largest Facebook wholesaling group, there's plenty of people. In fact, there's about a dozen people that me and Zach work with, and all they do is do JVs. They do them in the comments. They do them inside the Flip with Rick Plus group. They do them at their local RIAs, and they just connect with everybody. And it's a great way to learn how other people do their business. Not one person has it always nailed down. And that's what I love about wholesaling. But guys, JVs, so many of you guys overlook this opportunity to do it. And I'm here to tell you they are great to do. Now, I know I just gave you a 33-minute rundown on how to get a deal in 30 days. I'm telling you, I just gave the most important stuff. Every technique I just talked about is inside of freewholesaling.com. If you go over there and you want to learn more details about it, don't worry. This is recorded. You can go back, go to freewholesaling.com. I want you guys to win. Now, if you want to take us up on the 30 days, and we have the 30-day challenge coming up here, I believe we're going to do it in June or the last week. I think it's June. We do it every year. It's pretty cool. We do 30 days and we walk through each one of these techniques in grave detail. But if you want to jumpstart on it, go over to freewholesaling.com and we'll figure out how to get that going for you. And let's do this. Let's answer some questions. Anybody else wants to jump on a live? Do it now. I'm going to do first come, first serve. And let me get rid of the other one there. There you go. You don't need to see that. So, okay. So let's answer some questions and I'm going to jump on the live there. Awesome. Said she went to Dallas last week. I think 2 weeks ago, but it was a great time. If you guys got out there, me and Zach haven't even got time to post all the pictures and stuff. I had a great time and I got a lot of time to spend with you guys individually, which is one of the benefits of the program we do. So if you guys ever have a chance, the next one coming up is in Orlando. It's going to be probably the first week in October, first or second week in October. We're working on details right now. And it's going to be huge. This one's going to be like none of the others we've done before. We're getting such great positive feedback because, like at the last one, if you were there, we did live cold calls. We took 2 deals down while we were there. We brought in the owner from Deal Machine, and they worked with everybody individually to help them get extremely proficient with them. These guys are amazing. If you guys ever had a chance to meet with them, they're a truly special company that helps us out. And we believe in driving for dollars, and we'd love to do it. And we love to use their software because it's amazing. And we have some really cool things in the works with that one. So if you guys have a chance, Orlando in October, we'll announce more details. You got it. You got to be a Flip with Rick Plus member. I'll share with you details on how to do that, but you want to keep that in the back of your mind. So let me jump up here. Let's see here. So a lot of people asking about Zach, just so you know, he's recovering at home. So, but he can't talk. So if you guys have a message for Zach, send it to me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this 21 years, and I am his father. I need him to get his vocal cords back, and you know how it is. So here's Luca. Luca's been to, I believe, 2 of our events, and I have so many positive things to say about him. So Luca came out, and we got to meet his entire family, which is really cool. And for those of you who don't know, when I started out wholesaling, I had 2 little tiny children. I think Zach was 3 when I started wholesaling, and my daughter was 1. So I love it being a family affair, and because the reason we do it is take care of our families. So if you guys ever want to find someone who's really good in the Texas, and I know he does part of the Georgia market, Luca is great with. He's one of the guys that does JVs. He's really good at it, and he helps out a lot of people. So okay, I got one more here. Marcelo says, Wick, what happened to your probate program? Now, it's funny you say that. So a long time ago, someone tried to convince me to become a guru. And when I started asking questions, how's this guru thing work? How do you guys speak at events? Like, don't worry, Rick, just sign this paperwork and you're going to make a ton of money. And this is what you do. Well, about a year and a half into it, I decided it wasn't what they cracked it up to be. In fact, it was all about making money. And they got upset when I released a product for like $150. And then I cut it down to $99 and said, Rick, we can't make money off if you don't do that. And I got so tired of the BS that I took everything down. And then apparently I got sued. And in the suit, because I would not join the guru posse, apparently I signed my rights away on some of the products. So I went out and got my own lawyer. I had to wait 5 years for it to settle down, and I had to take it completely off the air. It was the most prolific probate program in the entire country. Why? Because every guru took advantage of me when I did it. So I took it away from them, and my agreement is I can't sell it. So if I can't sell it, I give it away. So here's what I had to do. If you want the most detailed access to it, by the way, there is free training at freewholesaling.com, what I can do with that. But if you're inside of Flip with Rick Plus, I put in special recordings. My lawyer says I'm allowed to do it, and I go hog wild in there. So I made a bad decision when I was younger, and someone took advantage of me. And this is maybe my dislike for gurus. So, but inside of Flip with Rick Plus, but like, to be honest with you, there's plenty in freewholesaling.com. I'm never going to charge for the course because I don't really believe in doing that. My mission, and just so you know, is when I do, the more people I can teach to be phenomenal wholesalers, the more deals I get to do. So right now, inside of Flip with Rick Plus, I'm working on 4 deals this as of last week. Hopefully, we'll get them wrapped up next few weeks. And then on the sellmypaper.com, we do a lot of deals. I don't see every one of them because Zach and his team on that side handles that. And I do a lot of stuff inside of Flip with Rick Plus. And that's what happened. So I will teach anybody on probates. And actually, when I was in Dallas, I did an entire 2-hour thing on advanced training techniques for probates. And it's the most in-depth training I did. And I recorded it. And I'll probably put it inside of Flip with Rick Plus. So join Flip with Rick Plus. I'll show you how to do it. But once again, if you want to hop on this thing and you want to talk about probates, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. But you got to bring your A game when we do it. So let's see. Let's jump on do some lives here. Man, I don't have that. I was prepared for Zach's trash talkers. I was going to have fun with them. So, but apparently not. So, how much? So, Marcellus, I want you to understand this is the wrong type of thinking. Guess what? When I started in 2003, homes were expensive comparative to the regular market. And guess what? Yeah, are they about 4 times the value? Yeah, but they're still expensive to this day. So it doesn't matter because my average rent for a home was like $700 when I started, and now it's like $2,500. It's all relative. So this should tell you the sooner I start wholesaling, the quicker I can get ahead of this because prices are always going to go up. And I'm here to tell you the way our United States government is spending money so recklessly, inflation is going to soar. And when inflation soars, people want to buy real estate. Why? Because the more assets you own, when inflation explodes, the more money you make. Those who own assets do extremely well in inflation. That's why I own a lot of assets. And when you don't own anything, just all your costs go up, the groceries, your rent. So eventually you have to get on the other side of the coin. By starting out wholesaling, you start solving that problem by creating cash. It is a job. You got to work your butt off. And then eventually you can cherry pick and keep some of the properties for yourself. After a while, like 20 years, maybe do it in 10 years, maybe do it in 5 years. But this is a get rich quick, slow scheme. I'm sorry. For those of you that came here, like he's going to tell me how to get rich real quick. I've been getting rich over 21 years. And I got rich in my first 7 months of leaving my job. Why? Because I didn't need that damn paycheck anymore. And once I didn't need my boss, it was great. It was a hell of a roller coaster. It was far from perfect. But I'm here to tell you, you have to get on the other side of the equation. If you're struggling to pay your rent, you're struggling to pay your groceries, and everything sucks, and gas is expensive in your car, the only way to combat that is get the money working for you. If your money doesn't work for you, you work for it. That's what the game of wholesaling is about, to make that shift. Because once you start making money, you got to figure out how to keep it. You got to learn how to get responsible. And a lot of you are going to have to grow up. It's a good kind of growing up. It's the fun kind to do, because if you want to be different and you don't want to be average, this is your ticket out. And here's the best part is wholesaling is the number one proven way to minimize your risk and maximize the reward. And real estate is the number one way to wealth. And it is connected obviously directly to real estate. That's why it works so well. All these other scams that a lot of you younger people are trying to do, you're wasting your time. They're all illegal. They all get shut down. And they're all influencers trying to trick you with their Lambos, their watches, and their leased out properties. Rich people do not waste their time showing you that stuff. So the minute you see it, you already know you're being scammed. You can say, Rick, thank you so much. I could care less what kind of car someone drives. It does not tell me how wealthy they are. It tells me how stupid they are. So, okay, let's jump on. Let's do some lives here. If you guys want to jump on, we have some time. And guys, bring me some stuff. Let's work on a deal. Let's do something that's going to be fun. So, Darwin, you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good myself, man.
What's going on?
So I've been for the past about 4 years, kind of been in and out of this business. But lately I've been wanting to actually go all in. So I built up a driving for dollars list, and I'm about to go ahead and pull a code violations list. But my question is, so I pulled multiple lists before, but how would you go about filtering the lists?
Well, it just depends on what type of list you're pulling. So what specific list are you talking about?
The code violations? Well, whenever I pull them out, I pull the substandard properties and the high grass. But whenever I'm going through them, some of them are businesses.
Yeah.
So I'm
so you want to sort out to single family homes. Obviously any type of landscaping or deferred maintenance, which I assume is your substandard. How you do that is you actually have to ask somebody in code violations to give you a cheat sheet of the code. Sometimes they're numeric, sometimes they're letters, sometimes they just put them on there. Once you know which one's the target, I don't waste time. Like code violation, you get a code violation if you have a car parked in your driveway without a current license tag. That's not a sign of a motivated seller at all. So a lot of it's common sense. You just sort through it. Here's the key is you got to do the ones that open, and the sooner you get them, the better chance you have.
Right.
That's it. Like, don't overthink it. And if you're getting a lot of hits and misses, you go, crap, I keep calling on the wrong type of people. Get the cheat sheet from the county.
All right.
So you know what the code violations are. So let me ask you, what's been your struggle over 4 years? Because if you got ramped up 4 years ago, we'd be having a completely different conversation now.
Oh yeah. Nah, like
Darwin, there you go. Are you there?
yeah, I'm there.
I lost it. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, first it was school, but then now it's the job that I work in. Just staying late hours and stuff like that, trying to catch up.
I get it.
Yeah, you know, it's like to a point I'm just getting tired of it, so I'm like, gotta get out of that habit.
So you're talking to a guy who went to college reluctantly. I thought it was a complete waste of my time. It was. And then I worked the job for 12 years to the point I got so aggravated and so pissed off. I'm like, it can't get any worse than this. And that's how I got into wholesaling. And I was so deep in the hole, I didn't have a plan B. And I'm trying to save people just like yourself to like not get too far deep in the hole. And we all get in holes different ways. Some people get married too soon. Some people have kids. Some people take on multiple jobs or have to do things. And listen, I'm all about taking care of the family. But like some of you, there's a lot of people watching this like you're young and you're trying to figure it out. I'm not here to tell you to go to college or not. Just ask yourself, why are you going to college? And if you're just going to make your parents happy, remember, from 18 on, you're responsible for your life going forward. So I caved. I did what my parents told me to do, and it was a horrible choice for me. Sorry. I'm just,
Right now, I feel you. It's like
college is completely different now. There is no separation. In fact, I'm here to tell you, unless you're going for medical, legal, engineering, or architect, something like that, you're better off in a trade school, in my opinion, hands down. In fact, I'm getting ready. So I have a 501c3 that I've opened up just last year, and I'm not giving college scholarships. I'm going to go find trade schools because I think it's wonderful. And I'd like to, I think we have a trade school for wholesaling, but that's my opinion on it. But like, do you know, like the average person out of college, they're not making anything. It's ridiculous. And people coming out of trade schools are making more than college graduates now. And they're happier and they're much more fulfilled. I just think we're so one-sided in this country and how we think. So what I want to do is find a way to get you to like go all in, and you can do both, but you have to burn the candles on both ends. And you got to find a way to make that commitment because it just, I get it, but like we got to make a decision what we're going to do, and you're going to have to burn the candle on both ends. So I assume you work to make sure you cover your bills and you can survive and pay for food, right?
Yeah.
And you live on your own?
No. I still live with my parents, but kind of help out with them.
So listen, there's no shame in living with your parents is if you're going somewhere. If you're living with your parents and you're not going anywhere, like you're the problem with America. I'm just going to tell you right now, we can't do this anymore. So I came from a society, I wanted to get the hell out of my house as fast as I humanly can. Different world, different time. But the thing is, if you guys figure out how to do wholesaling, you get your grind in and you get past that first year, it's unbelievable how much money you guys can make. You have no idea how much money you can make. And I'm just here to tell you, a lot of people are like, I'm 16, 17. If you're going to college for business, it's a complete waste of time. I'm sorry. There's nothing they're going to teach you there that's going to, like if you came and worked for me and you came out of college, I would probably give the job over somebody else. Not because I hate college. It's just like, what skill sets are you going to have to help us make more money at our business? And don't tell me you want to work here 2 years and then you'll figure it out. Do you have internet skills? Can you write? Can you code? Can you like market? And I took marketing in college. Like all they did was teach me how to market for companies like Coca-Cola. It was a joke. So remember, 70% of businesses are small businesses. And that's where most of you are going to be wind up working. So if you're not going for one of the medical, law, engineering, anything like that, understanding if you're going particularly for business, especially marketing, or finance, I'm here to tell you, you're going to be shocked what you get paid when you come out. Okay? My favorite one are people go like, oh, I'm going to be a financial. So I got a finance degree thinking I could go like, do stocks and analysis. No, no, no. You go out and get your Series 7 and you sell your ass off. That's what they told me. And that's how it came about. So keep this in mind, guys, when you do it. So simplify your list, open, and make sure you get the cheat sheet and just go from there. And then start stacking your list. Go for the pre-foreclosures. Go for anything else. And then make sure you're spending time at freewholesaling.com.
For sure. And I also have one last question.
Yeah, shoot.
Do you think I should focus on trying to look for a cash buyer right now, or should I do that once I already have a property under contract?
You do, but like you gotta. So the idea is to get cash buyers. Eventually, you have to be able to deliver some sort of product for them. So if you want to go all in and do it, yes, you need it, because when you get something under contract, you're not gonna have a way to. It's going to cost you a lot of time and energy. But the problem with you, the kind of like the 4 years makes me a little bit nervous, is you're going to have to create some urgency when you do this. So you need to come up with like a deadline to get a deal. Like say, listen, I need to get something in 90 days. I'm going to make this a must.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like the mindset that I'm going back into this with. It's like, I can't just go back into
So
it.
what do you think your biggest strength is, Darwin? Like what appeals you the most to wholesaling? Like what part do you think you'll do very well in?
Well, starting out, it was like I was kind of scared of cold calling, but the more that I did it, the more I got a little bit more comfortable. So I feel like the better I get at it, it's gonna be like
I got it.
What I feel more comfortable at.
So make it a must. Listen, 30 days, I do it, but like 30 days, it's like there is no break in between it. So most people we try to target for 90 days. 30 days is doable, but it's an extreme commitment. So just set a 90-day program and go, okay, here's what I'm going to do. And then just come up with a simple plan. And then here's the hardest part is executing it. People are really good at writing the plans, but like okay, I got to make 100 cold calls today. Nobody cares if you're sick. Nobody cares if you don't feel good. You've just got to do it. Okay?
Gotcha.
You got this, man. Go get it.
And let me get on it, and then I'll hop back on you once I got a deal.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'll hold you to it, man.
All right, man.
Okay. I'll see you, man. Christopher, what's going on, man?
Man, what's going on, Rick? How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Where are you at?
I'm doing well. I just took my mother, drop her off to the grocery store, and then my daughters, while we were in the car, just started squawking that they had to use the restroom. So I'm waiting on them. But I want to cut to the meat and potatoes. So
okay.
I just want to say I'm so grateful for what you and Zach did. I've done 3 successful deals so far.
Awesome.
And then I just got caught up in the whirlwind of life, and I'm finally coming back in. You know, I'm hot and ready. I'm on day like 36 of 75 hard. So, I'm just bringing my best self to the table. Now, we talked about a lot. We talked about the code violations, the water shutoffs. That was the first time I was hearing about that eviction list being a public record. I didn't know that was a thing. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, I want to do this cold calling. I've developed this love for this. So what I want to know is, what is your recommended list for cold calling? Because I don't really have too much time to go drive for dollars. Like, I'm still going to do it, right? Like, I'm still going to go get those leads. I use the Landglide app. It's like $10 a month. And I just, I screenshot, property information when I drive by an ugly house. But I guess my main question is what is the best way for me to attack this, with cold calling for 30 days. So I'm thinking off the top of my head, I'm thinking water shut off, code violation, and I should have enough leads from those. My market's pretty competitive. I'm in the Boise, Idaho market, which if anyone's tuned in here and you're out here in the Treasure Valley, link up with me. I already have a good list of cash buyers and I'm very well networked out here. But, so that's kind of like, I guess that's my main question. I'm in Boise, Idaho. I'm in that competitive market. I'm not going anywhere else because the grass is greener where you water it, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking code violations, water shut off, and everything like that. I might invest in a dialer, but I'm probably just going to use the Google Voice until I can get some more cash in my pocket. I'm looking to start doing a deal every single month because I know it's possible. I've done it before. And, I got distracted with the gurus. I really did. I had buddies who bought courses and they plugged me in. I'm like, oh, this new stuff, it's so interesting the way they do it. I'm like, why am I going all over these places when Zach and Rick have taught me for free? I've had success with them. I need to dial in again and refocus.
Yeah. So, so the first thing you have to do is you got to break down a math problem and figure out how many calls that you can make in a month, and then reverse engineer it. So being on a single
we were talking about 250, I think, is what you're saying, or something like that, to get those 3,000 contacts.
Correct. So you have to make some decisions. I would love to have you have a multi-dialer because it gives you more volume, but like you can do it without it. It's just more work. So what you have to do is go through your government list and look at the totals on it. And then usually what happens is you're going to have a lot of people have just a shortage gap. So you might be missing 800 or 1,000 leads to hit your target numbers. And you really just got to have a filler in between there. Because once you start doing the triple liner, you're going to have to go all in. Like you're going to have to throw all the leads in because you'll smoke through them so fast. Like you're just like feed the machine. And that's what you have to do. So first, break down the math of how much volume you have with your current list that you pull, and you should have somewhat of an average. And then eventually what you do is, it's not a requirement. There's never been a requirement. But if you use PropStream, if you use DM Zach through Deal Machine, and keep in mind you get the skip trace with it, is you can use like the pre-probate list, you can use the vacancy list, or you can use a high equity. Gives you 10,000 with your eyes shut, and you can do the skip tracing. You won't need all 10,000, and then you just break down the math from there. Because what happens is after 3 or 6 months, you're going to need every one of those 10,000 plus. And
right.
So when I started out doing it, I used to do 500 leads. That was my capacity. I didn't know how to do it. I'm like, okay, 500. I used to manually mail them, cold call them. I didn't cold call them. My son did the cold calling, but I was a big door knocker. And I only did pre-foreclosures for door knocking because we had a high probability back then.
Yeah.
So you just got to start with a math problem and work your way backwards.
Okay.
And then you got to go, okay, after I put 25K in the bank, I'm not going to let the couple $100 a month for a multi-line dialer or one of these softwares so I can truly scale this thing where I want to go.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. I'm all about putting money in the bank first. Yep. Because every guru would have you spend $10,000 with them. And if it doesn't work out, F you. I don't care. I tried.
Yeah.
And
they got paid. They're happy.
Yeah. And there's no skin in the game. My goal is to get you so proficient. Like, Rick, how can I actually do business with you?
Yep.
Then you join me on Flip with Rick Plus.
Yep.
Which you can split a deal with me and get in for free. But like, it's very nominal. And then I have people I do deals all the time because they know exactly how I work. They know exactly what I want. And I walk them through the deal. And a lot of people have my direct phone number in my office. And I do a 3-way call and I record it for them. And we all help each other out with it. So just start with the math and work it way backwards, because cold calling is always a math problem. Once you've decided to do it and you're good at it, then you go, okay, here's the deal. But make sure you have a threshold when you hit it. You don't have a moving goalpost. Say you put 20, 25 grand in the bank. Go get the tools. It costs you a couple $100 a month. But I'm just going to tell you, it's much cheaper than hiring an employee.
No, my love. Yes. Okay. So just a quick recap. Kind of what I'm hearing is that a good profitable investment for me, because I do have a little bit of change. Of course, I got that wine taste with the beer budget. But what I'm looking at is, probably just pulling about $10,000 leads, getting that multi-line dialer and hitting those, right? Of course, throw in what I can with the code violations and everything like that. But since I'm going to be doing high volume, I'm going to be smoking through those. So it is really just a numbers game. Yeah. And as long as I commit and put in the work behind it, we're going to see some fruit. And I'm going to be talking to you and Zach about how I got my first deal in 30 days.
And I'm going to give you a hint now. So I'm not married to any of these softwares, right? Like I could care less.
No, I get that.
So I did PropStream way back when it comes out. But I will tell you, if I had to pick right now in today's world, DMZach.com it's Deal Machine.
Yep.
The crap they have coming out, dude, like I believe they're going to dominate the entire market. And the thing is, it gives you the best bang for your buck. So
Right.
I don't care when you get it, but I'm just telling you, when you do it, I would, in my perfect world, I'd have one software to do everything. That's never been
I
an
am
option.
1% on my phone. I don't want you to think that I'm rude or jumping off. And
No,
my
it's
kids
okay.
are trying to maximize on me being distracted.
How many kids you got?
I got 2 little girls. I got little Kinsley Grace right here, and then I got
There you go.
Aaliyah Marie, who doesn't want to be.
They're gonna grow up. So my daughter doesn't have a camera, but
they are the
they'll
reason
grow
why
up
I do
quick.
this.
My daughter just graduated with her doctorate degree last week. Me and Zach went to go hang out with her at University of Florida. So enjoy it. Reach back out to me. Let me know if we can help you out. And as I said, just get 1 or 2 more deals and then just go all in and use the services. And you'll do 3 to 5 deals a month on a regular basis.
I'm taking it in, man. Thank you so much. I'm so
Okay,
grateful.
Christopher. Have a good one, man. I'll see you. All right. Max, what's going on, man? Max, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
How you doing,
What's
man?
up, Rick?
What's going on?
What's up, man? I just wanted to hop on here and I've been trying to contact you and Zach for like a week now. I finally got my first contract signed and my first assignment.
Awesome.
I mean, I'm hopping in the truck real quick for some privacy. Yeah, I got 2 mobile homes on a lot, on a 1,000 square foot lot, and they're distressed. And I got it signed. Found the owner's number outside the property. I called it, and he was willing to sell. So I gave him an offer. He got back to me in a couple of days. He took it. We got the deal signed, and yeah, man, it's an experience, man. This is my first deal, so.
So how long you been doing this for, Max?
I mean, nonstop, like a couple of months. But like I was interested for like years, but like as far as like putting in the work, it's been like probably like a couple of months, like 2 months.
So what?
Yeah, man, it's an experience though.
Yeah, I know. What's your assignment look like?
It's I was aiming for 20, but I got an assignment signed for 8.
Okay. Hey, listen, you can't get hurt taking a profit. You know what my first assignment was? You're gonna laugh.
What was it?
It's $1,500.
Hey,
I had no idea what I was doing. I overpaid for the property, and I still made it work. And I gotta tell you, it was the most important $1,500 I made. And it just goes to show you, like, when you can make money when you don't even know what you're doing, imagine what you can do when you make a ton, like when you get really proficient at doing it. So, dude, I'm proud of you.
That was the Florida deal, right? By the water. It was your father-in-law.
No, I had one small one before that because I don't like to brag about it because it's embarrassing.
Oh.
I did that one, and then I did a 10 grand, and that guy proceeded to make 300 grand. He did a full fix and flip on it, to be fair, but like I didn't have the capacity for any of that stuff, and he goes, that was the greatest thing you ever he goes, I thought you were giving it away at the price. I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't do dispo. But I was really good at talking with sellers, and it took me about a year and a half to figure out how to do dispo. And you'll get better as you do it. The fees get bigger. And once you learn how to talk to sellers a little bit better, and especially cash buyers, it's just a time thing. Nobody starts out being a rock star. And it doesn't matter. I don't like people always say, so what's your sales experience before this?
None. Honestly, yeah. 0.
So do you feel like you're selling when you do wholesaling?
I kind of do, but I remember Zach saying in his videos not to sound like a salesman, so I try to sound as real as I can, like a real person. Exactly. But sometimes I do catch myself sounding like a salesman.
So you've got to be authentic because people can sense it. They can flat out sense it, because remember, the art in what we do is finding motivated sellers, and the truth of wholesaling is that is the toughest part. I don't care what you say. Everyone's like, oh, negotiate. I go, no. If you go to the right people and just do what they need to get done, get their house sold, and you're fair with them, you're just a guide. Now, if you go to the wrong people, you have to be a salesman. Go to MLS. You have to sell your butt off to buy it even for retail. So if I find someone that's in foreclosure, like, listen, Rick, I don't know what to do. I go, I tell you what, the house is worth 200. You're behind 3 months. House has this problem. What if I gave you 125 and then you're going to walk away with 20 grand cash and said and done? Your house is going to be sold in 3 months. You have to make a decision. They don't have a lot of time and they go, that's the best option forward. And I make it as smooth as possible. I do exactly what I say. I don't sell. You do not sell in wholesaling. And if you find yourself selling, you're going to go through a major drought because people like me, Zach, and everybody else I teach on this channel, they're going to eat you alive. Because do you like being sold by people?
No, I don't.
It's just like, so listen, when's the last time you gone into a car dealership?
Last year.
It's torture, isn't it?
Oh yeah, man. I had like 10 people try to attack me saying, hey, for a car, hey, can I help you? Hey. And yeah, they're all fighting for the sale, I guess.
It's ridiculous. It's so so we have one EV. Well, we have multiple EVs in our family, but like one of the reasons I like Tesla, and by the way, Teslas are cheaper than most of your average cars. A simple Tesla, even the Y model, is cheaper than a Honda Accord. The reason I like it is I click one thing on a website, I get that exact price, and they deliver it to my door. I never deal with anything. I never have to bring my car to a dealership. All I do is rotate the tires on it. And for that, listen, one EV ain't going to kill everyone. It's one of the reasons like I worked with Tesla because I can't stand car dealerships. And everyone that comes into wholesaling from a car dealership business, I tell them you're going to get killed. Why? Because what's the fundamental difference between a wholesaler and like a car dealership? Those people go there. What's going on? And what's the difference between a wholesaler?
I mean, wholesalers are trying to solve problems, no?
Yeah. We're looking for people that don't want to sell a house. They go to where? They go to a realtor, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for people that need to sell
a house. Yeah.
So when I go in a car dealership, do I really need a luxury car? No, nobody needs a luxury car. You have to be sold to buy it. There's no other way to do it. So it's just a product, the system. So if 100 people walk in a dealership, that boss expects a salesman to close 100 people every time. Now, we know that's going to happen, but like, that's it. When I talk to 100 people and I narrow it down to like 5, if I can get 2 out of the 5 to like do a deal with me, then great. And the other ones usually just take a little bit more time, or they want it just too high of a price. And if I can't make money and solve a problem, then I just move on with my life. That's it. That's the fundamental difference. And so if you guys understand how wholesaling works, we find people that need to sell their house. If you want to do a want, you have to be a slick salesperson and you have to have endless sales training. With us, we teach you how to navigate through providing solutions to people. And once you provide solutions, people will hug you. They'll go crazy. How happy was the person that you contracted to buy their mobile homes?
I mean, he wasn't like happy, I would say. He was just like, what he said is that he wanted fast cash. So I told
that's key word right there, man.
That offer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. He said he didn't want to wait along for somebody to come. Well, he actually said that he had other offers, but nobody ever came with the money. So he doesn't want to keep stringed along. That's what he said. So
okay. So Mac, when's the next deal you're doing?
Hopefully soon. But as far as this deal, it's still not over. The closing is the 24th, but I already have the assignment signed and I already have everything signed. It's not over till the fat lady sings. You know what I mean? So
okay. So keep in contact with your seller. Keep an eye on your title company and make sure your cash buyer behaves. Okay.
Yeah, but I had one question though.
Yes.
I'm dealing with a problem with the owner. He doesn't have his the 2 mobile homes on the land. He has the land name, but the 2 mobile homes aren't under the name. They're under the previous owners. He says that he has a bill of sale from one of them, and the other one he's gonna have to change to his name because he's paying taxes on both of them. And he says he has a paper trail to prove it. So we're trying to work and we can get him transferred over to his name before closing. I want the title, and they said that could take like months. So another way I propose it is that if probably just get them transferred to his name, and then just so it doesn't take long, because he has to get them transferred to his name, and then he has to make them real property so they can get insured through the title company. The way I was thinking about fast tracking it was just getting them transferred to his name and then just having him write a bill of sale directly to the buyer, the new buyer. Do you think that's possible, or you think is there
Well,
another
here's
way
how
around
most
that,
mobile
or
homes work. So you want to buy a mobile home where they own the land underneath of it. So he owns the land, correct?
yes, he owns the land.
So that's the hard part. Now, the second part of the mobile homes, it's actually a DMV problem. So usually they're registered. So just to let you know, in Florida, like I have all the time. As long as I own the land, I don't give a crap. Like I not that I don't care, but I have properties where the mobile home was never titled correctly. Because you got to understand, to move a mobile home, it's not cheap to do. So it should be anchored to the ground. It's hooked up to septic, electric, water, the whole 9 yards. It's not like someone can just pick it up and move that thing. So talk to your title company, but like long as you own that land, you are absolutely in control of everything. So
Okay.
I own mobile home parks where like we don't even know who the owner of the mobile. Everyone just assumed they bought the property, it came with it. So most of the time, the title company is insuring the land primary first and foremost. They don't like to really get involved with like mobile homes, like unless it's a single family home structure or like a multifamily. The word mobile insinuates that it's not really part of the property. So they can write an exception around it or they can include it in it, because your buyer's buying it. Is he buying it for himself personally, or is he going to be renting them out?
He says
Your
he
cash.
wants to fix them up and rent them out, and then
Yeah.
just the land, because it's all one land and they're both on the same land, so he wants to divide it so he can rent them out separately.
Because yeah, mobile homes, they're not a huge price. Like you can pull in another one, put it on the 40, 60 grand and have like a new mobile home. So I would talk to the title company, because I buy plenty of them with like, they go, listen, we're not getting involved with the DMV on it. Because to do what you need to do is a DMV issue. It's not really a title issue. And you can open up an entire new can of worms on it. So
Yeah,
I would
and
find out how the previous owner owned it. And he probably skipped the problem, and you're probably going to have to skip it too. Like I don't lose sleep over mobile homes, like how they're titled. I don't care. Long as it's anchored on the property and it's been
so
there like
you're
10
saying
years.
not
My title
so you're
company,
saying not
they
to
like,
worry about it then, like, because I've been.
the only person that has to worry about it is your end
Go
cash
ahead, sorry.
buyer. And if he's fine with it, what do you care? Like I own a lot of them like that. It's no big deal. Remember, this the land in a mobile home it's registered with the DMV. And I went through this once before. It was like a couple months. We just gave up. We're like, screw it. I've owned that property for 9 years now. The cost to move it is like $7,000. And I just don't see anybody like paying $7,000 to move an old mobile home. So are they brand new?
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
old. One's from the 80s and one's from the
I don't
but
think,
he said he don't even want them. I just want to make sure me and the new buyer is covered. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about it too much. But maybe one day when the land is sold and the titles insure the land, and may come back. Hey, I want my mobile homes or something. Or
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
listen, when
I'm
someone's
just
living
thinking
in a
about it too
mobile
much.
home and it's anchored down to the ground, it's not something you just pick up and move. So I would talk to your title company, but remember the mobile home is usually like a DMV issue. So when I get title insurance on it, we disregard the mobile home. Like I just, now if it's a newer one and all the paperwork's there, you can write it into it. But it's like in Florida, it's very common. A lot of states, it's very common that people can't figure out who technically owns the mobile home, but like it's been there for 25 years. Like it's not going to go anywhere. So as long as your current seller signs off on it and he can sign a document saying, here's my bill of sale, I'm done with it, I've given up all my rights and everything with it. And how long did he own that property for?
I think he told me 2 years.
Yeah. So
But
get his.
the thing is not even you said that title needs to help me, like title didn't even want to help me. They said that if it's not under his name, we can help you with the mobile homes. We can help you with the land.
So buy the
And
land.
it even became
Just
like
buy the land.
like kind of like
You're obsessing over the
yeah.
mobile
We're
home.
buying
It's
thing.
like a fancy RV, like, and nobody has the title for it. A lot of people just move on. Like, just in Florida, it's no big deal. Some states, it's a pain in the butt. So talk to your title company, talk to the person you're buying it from, try to get the packet where he bought it from, and see if he did the same thing. If he did the same thing, it's no big deal. I mean, like, insuring a mobile home's like, they're not going to insure it for much.
No, yeah, but I just don't want him to come back and try to get his mobile. I know it's not easy to get a mobile home out, but
He's got to sign his rights away
possible,
to it. He can sign a satisfaction and a release where he has no rights to it. So you only risk if somebody comes back from like 10 years ago, go, well, that's my mobile home. Like, what the hell is going on here? Listen, if he hasn't come back in the last 5 years, he ain't going to come back now.
Would you put that in the additional, or would you make it in the amendment, like, hey, this guy can't come back for his mobile homes or something like that, just to cover yourself?
I would have him sign. I would just have him sign an agreement saying he's releasing all interest in everything in the mobile home and the land. He'll do it with the land with the closing, but have him sign a separate agreement. You can even have him do it. You can find the title company or a lawyer to draw it up. But I'm just telling you, like, you can't move these mobile homes. Like, the property is the value. Like, that's it. And a lot of times in mobile home, and I put in the contract, mobile home is included in the sale of the land with it. That's it. And then what they try to do is there's a VIN number on it or a registration number. A lot of times in Florida, people just don't want to pay the registration because they don't care. It's not like a car. They don't come by and bust you on it.
So, yeah, and that was one thing. One of them, he had the VIN for it, and he didn't. So I had to actually go in there to find the VIN, and I found it. And both of them have names. They're just owned by another owner. So so in the original contract, I only put one mobile home because we couldn't VIN. I put description.
Yeah.
But now I amended it that he's gonna transfer it over so now you're saying not that to just put it in the additional that he's gonna
listen, you buy the land, the mobile home comes with you. Yeah, it's too hard to move these mobile homes, and they're going to have a tenant in it anyways. So, like, the odds of someone taking it are so slim that, like, I don't even lose sleep. At the beginning, I used to do what you did. Now I'm like, whoever owns the land is in complete control, right? Because say they go, okay, that's my mobile home. I go, guess what? It's $1,500 a month for you to live in that mobile home. They have to lease the land from you. So, like, listen, it's not perfect, but like, you're worrying about the easiest part. If you didn't know the land, that's a whole different story. I never buy mobile homes unless I own the land.
I'll follow what you're saying. Yeah.
And look at the previous buyer's packet with it. Okay. You got this. Look at the previous buyer's package when he bought it and see how he handled it. I'm going to bet you he probably skipped over it, just like I'm telling you to do it.
How do I find the buyer's package?
Ask him, Mr. Seller, do you have the paperwork from when you bought this home? They usually have it.
Okay.
Because he had to deal with the same problem 2 years ago. And if he did it, then you already have a path to how it's going to go forward. And remember, who owns the land is in the most control. So you got this. Go out and find some more, Max. You got it.
I will. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, man. See you. Jerry, what's going on, man? Jerry.
What's up, Rick?
How you doing, man?
I'm awesome. I am on because my timeline's a little shorter than 30 days. It's gonna be 24, and I'm actually heading back to Amazon in 24 days.
To where?
Yeah. So Amazon, the warehouse, it's like prison for some people. And if you bring it up at your previous job or the job you're currently working at, they all say, "Yeah, I've heard stories about that place."
Okay.
So I worked there before, but at the time I actually had 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I I was working one full time, and then that schedule is going to be a little different. It's actually 12 hours, not the 8 hours anymore. So it's going to total my day-to-day schedule 18 hours a day in working, and I don't want to do that this time. It took a toll on my body last time, and I ended up falling asleep, and they fired me for it.
I'm not looking to do that for you, but like,
yeah,
listen, there's only 24 hours in a day. You and me can't change that if we wanted to, and you're gonna have to find the happy medium to where you can get forward. How long you been working for them?
For about 3 months before I fell asleep.
I got it. And how old are you, Jerry?
29. Yeah.
And so you're still pretty young. Like, you ain't old, dude. Like, you're not in your 50s. So you have time to figure this out. So I assume you're working to make sure ends are met on your side, correct?
Yeah.
So you have people depending on you?
Not as much as I did before.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you like a little bit harder of a talk. So listen, if you have young kids and stuff like that, then I'm always going to tell you to always take care of them first. But you are going to have to make some sacrifices to get this done. I probably in 3 or 4 minutes can't completely figure this out for you, but you're going to have to like figure a plan. Like 18 hours it's kind of steep, to be honest with you. Like, anybody can do 18 hours for a few days, maybe even a week or two, but you're never going to sustain that in the long run. You got to have some sleep, and you've got to have some downtime to survive in life. But you're just going to have to find the balance. So you have to define your work schedule, and then the commitment you have, and then what time you can do wholesaling when. And if it's just weekends or the day or two you're off, and then you go crazy on those days, then maybe that's what you have to do. But I will tell you this, there's not a lot of vacation room in there. There's not a lot of like going out and partying and do all that fun stuff. You're going to have to make sacrifices. And I had to make a sacrifice in my 30s. And to be honest, I didn't make a sacrifice before them, and I suffered horribly. And my son at age 17, he decided to make a 2.5-year sacrifice. And we all have the same common thread. It doesn't matter what age you do it. At some point, you have to make a sacrifice to move forward, which means you're going to go a little bit backwards, sometimes a lot backwards to go forward. I don't want you falling asleep operating machinery and getting fired from your job. That's unacceptable to me. We have to find a better way to do that. And then maybe it's on the weekend. What are your days off normally? Do you get 2 days off in a row, or is it, how's your schedule work?
Yeah, so usually Wednesdays, night shift, I'm off, and then it would be Saturday, Sundays during the morning, I'm off.
Yeah. So you just got to find that window of opportunity and go hard as you can during it, because to try to do it while you're working and go, listen, I only work 8-10 hours and then I'll do another 8 hours and then sleep 4. You already know how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
But listen, life's far from perfect. But you have to have vision to get forward, to get out of it. So I hated my freaking job, dude. Like, I had the biggest ass of a boss you ever met in your life. Like, he never left me alone 6 days a week. Maybe drive like 100 miles each way to like go to these stupid events. And he just did it to torture me. So if you guys got a crappy boss, I feel for you. But I lost my shit after 12 years. I can't do it anymore. I was looking at my wife. I don't care how far I'm in the hole. I got to figure this out. So I did nights, I did weekends, and then I scheduled certain sick days if I had a really big appointment. And that's what I did. It took me 9 months to be correct about it. But I was deep in the hole. I had 2 little kids. I had a big fat mortgage. I did a lot of stupid things. I tried to live like the Joneses. And you're not quite there, so you have room to do it. You're still in your 20s, which is, to me, is young as hell. Dude, I didn't wake up till I was in my mid-30s. So like, you got to find your schedule and just work it backwards from there. And you got to get some sleep, dude. Like this, people think they can go 22, 23 hours a day. You'll never make it. It's impossible. The human body's not designed for it. So start with that schedule and just work it out backwards. And then if you want, guys, I'm going to be on tomorrow on the Rick Ginn channel. I'm just covering for my son today. And then I'll be on Tuesday and Thursdays on like Flip with Rick. So why don't you call back in and then like give me the schedule and then tell me what you prefer to do, what your method of operation is. If it's reverse driving for dollars, cold calling, SMS, and just figure out a plan when you can squeeze it all in. Because you're going to have to use some tools to kind of condense your time, because you don't have as much time as some of these young kids that are out here trying to hustle and do it.
Yeah.
Like you got to go, listen, I got 3-4 hours. I got to make it count. Like I don't have time. I can't like onesie call for 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to get nowhere doing that. So start with your schedule, work it backwards. So if you want to hop on tomorrow, I'll be on at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll be on Tuesday from, I think 1 to 2:30. And I'll be on Thursday, 1 to 2:30 on the Flip with Rick channel. And let's put it all together. I don't have to like, we're going to be going on like 20 minutes trying to figure this. You got to go, hey, here's my schedule. This is what I want to do. Here's my plan. What do you think of it? And then we can build on it from there.
You got it. Yep.
Sound fair?
Yeah,
You got it. You guys you're going to make a sacrifice. You're like, it's just hanging out with your friends and like going on vacations. That's got to go out the window. And most people, they want to admit it to themselves. They're like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, well then don't bitch about it. I don't want to hear about it. Like I did it. And when I did it, it sucked. But when I did it, it catapulted me like 15 years. And that's what's that is the truth of the world today. If nobody wants to make a sacrifice, you'll just be marginal at best. And I was like, oh, what if I win the lottery? I go, you're going to get your clock cleaned if you win the lottery because you don't understand money. So get the schedule, figure out your method of operation, and then any day this week, when I reach back out to me, I'll keep an eye out for you, okay?
Thanks, Rick.
Okay, man. So, guys, obviously, I'm not Zach. So, Zach will be back. We're hoping maybe later this week, but I'm probably going to give him through the weekend. And we will check back on him. So, listen, if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Guys, you can get a deal in 30 days. You have to make it a must. You got to stop trying and thinking about it. If you keep going in and out, just like stop the game. Just go all the way in. So when he says, Rick, property price is so much cheaper when you started back in 2003. It's all relative. And that's more of a reason why you got to end. Listen, if you enjoyed today's information, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Guys, I will be on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Rick Ginn channel. And then, dude, show me some love on the Flip with Rick. I'm going to be on there alone, but I want to go over deals. I want to work with you guys, and we are going to push the volume. Tuesday, I'm going to try to do like a record amount of live. So make sure you tune on that at 1 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Rick Ginn channel. And I appreciate you guys. See ya.